It's quite an interesting process, so I'm happy that you're here to join us for that. Now, let's see. This tape is divided into sections. We're first going to go over a basic instructional section that will tell you about that body alignment, and it will talk about breathing, we'll talk about posture. Then, we're going to sequence poses. There'll be several poses in a sequence, and we'll repeat it. Please do it with us, and repeat as long as you're feeling good. Remember, yoga is one of the forms of fitness where you must always say, am I feeling good? Is it giving me more energy? Is it making me feel stronger, more vital? At the point where you do not feel those things, please stop and step back and watch and wait for the next sequence. So, we're ready to begin. And you know, as a teacher, what I want you to do such a good job that I stand here and I open the gate and I let you pass right through. Go beyond me. Use this. Make it your own. Now join me and my friend Linda Hiller as we begin. Let's go over a few instructional points that will help you get the most out of the body of this strength tape. Linda, I think we should talk about posture first. Traveling down to the feet, you want to separate the toes and spread them wide into the floor. Roll the weight back and forth on your foot until you find the broadest part of your foot, and that's where your weight should rest. Moving up the leg, let's talk about the knees. They can be a problem. Do not lock your knees all the way back. Linda's illustrating here. It weakens all the muscles of the leg, and it's very, very bad for the knee. What you need to do is you need to tighten the frontal thighs, and you're actually pulling them way up, almost to the lower abdominals. That'll help you to pull that stomach in as well. And the kneecaps lift automatically. The leg is straight, but it is not locked. Moving now to the lower body, the abdominals. Lower abdominals are just pressed back into the spine, and that lower back releases. The more that you can engage your lower abdominals, the more the lower back releases, and your tailbone naturally eases toward the floor. Let's show them the posture problem of slinging under. Good. Right there. You can see that the tailbone's way under. That's too much. And let's do the other adjustment, popped open. Not only is this bad for your lower back and weakens all of the abdominal muscles, but it pops your chest open. Everything's out of alignment. Now, let's go to neutral pelvic position. That's right in the center. Very strong. Up on top now, we have this nice broad chest. Shoulders relax down, and you actually think about sliding those shoulder blades down to the middle back, right to this point here, high at the upper waist. Arms are relaxed, tension is out of the neck, and the head is at the very top of the spine. Remember to always think top of the head and tailbone. Think of it as one strong core. We'll be looking for the core of each of these strength poses. Come on down and sit, Linda, and let's show the seated positions. Good. Let's show a common mistake, actually, which is when you're tight, when you begin working sometimes, you sit way back on your tailbone and everything is rounded. Upper body goes way out of alignment. We'd like you to think about lifting up from the lowest point in the back so that you're up on the sits bones and that you have this nice strong support. If you're having a problem with that in a seated position, you can always take a small towel, roll it very tight, and slip it underneath the sits bones, and that helps. Good. So now that we're sitting up nice and straight, abdominals are engaged. Let's talk about sensing those abdominals and using them properly. Coming down to rest for a second, Linda's going to place her hands on the lower abdominals. Remember, I've already said several times, engage your lower abdominals. That's what this means. Let's go to the slung under position, pelvic tilt. We used to exercise in this position quite a bit, not too much anymore because it foreshortens your back and once again doesn't give you that core of strength that you need. The popped open position doesn't either. Not only does it weaken and put pressure on your lower back, but it throws your upper body out of alignment. This part must be down on the floor, that middle back. Remember that spot I showed you at the upper waist, and you want to feel broad across that upper chest. Shoulders are down, neck is long, head is at the very top of the spine. It's all the same position. And over again in the strength poses, we'll be showing you that. In fact, Linda's going to come up, and we're going to turn around slowly to a hand and knee position. And we're going to show you the plank, which is basically the top of a push-up. You can step your legs back, Linda. And there we are. Now, you must maintain that strong, elongated spine, even in a position like this. Notice that Linda's incorporating her head into the movement. She's got strength through the upper back, through the back of the waist. The abdominals are drawn in, up, and against the spine. And watch this. This is the key. Look at her feet. She's using those feet into the floor, using her legs to balance out the power of the pose. The energy moves, wow, right out the top of her head. Nice, strong, powerful feeling. Great. Come on down. So you'll see the plank many, many times. The last thing we'd like to remind you of is in strength we're going to be holding in these sequences. So use the breath to support and maintain you. We'll use the whisper breath today. Let's practice by keeping the mouth wide open and take a nice deep breath, but whisper. And now as you exhale, whisper the breath out. You can hear the breath, you can feel the breath in your throat, and that will help to remind you to use it. Let's close the mouth now and take one more deep breath, and then let's move on to the sequencing of the strength tape. From that seated position, either back on your heels or in a comfortable cross-legged position, let's begin to work out the tension of the upper body by touching fingertips to the shoulder and rotating elbows. Drawing big circles with the elbows out to the side. Try to keep the spine undisturbed as you rotate. Now moving to the breath, press palms flat. Lock thumbs and inhale, stretch the arms up. Shoulders are always working down and away from the ears. Inhale to lift. Exhale. Arms wing down. Inhale to lift. And that nice long exhale. Think of the breath as a way to build a storehouse of energy before you begin to exercise. Keep the mind involved in the breathing by trying to link movement and breath together. Slow and steady. Moving up now to a hand and knee position, heels of the hands directly under the shoulders, knees together and directly under the hips. Let's begin moving the back in the tuck, tailbone under, head gently draws. And now inhale, let the head lead into a nice natural arch. Don't force the body. And now come to that nice straight extended feel. Exhale, roll and tuck. Draw the stomach back even more. Open up the space between the shoulder blades. And now, as you inhale, feel the spine grow long. Linda's illustrating a higher head position when you have more freedom and strength in the neck. To the center. Slowly extend the left leg out to the back and lift to the parallel. And now, the right arm leads, close to the ear, elbows straight and strong, fingertips reaching forward. The body is long, the breath is flowing, holding the balance, and release to the hand and knee. Now slowly slide the right leg out behind and lift. Keep that right hip down into the parallel as the left arm leads, close to the ear. Face remains turned toward the floor. Body riding along the parallel. Abdominals engaged. And release. Slowly moving back to compose yourself with one big, long, tall breath, like a drink of water. Bringing the focus of the mind now to the abdominal strength, the entire wall of muscle that supports your spine. Come down on your mat, knees bent, feet flat. Place your right hand at your lower abdominals, left hand at the center of the chest. Feel the natural curves in your back and draw your stomach back towards your spine. Do not tilt or press your back into the floor, but simply lift the head and shoulders just a bit. Feel the muscles engaged. Look down. Make sure you have a flat appearance to the front of the body. Inhale. And as you exhale, once again, looking down toward the navel or pubic bone, look for a nice flat plane. Look for the hips level. Inhale and return. Inhale, and as you exhale, once again, this is a very subtle movement. And return. Inhale, exhale, and lift. You may experience some shaking. You do not want to experience too much tension in the jaw, in the neck, in the shoulders. If you do, you are not engaging the muscles of your abdominal wall. You're using your head to force yourself up. So take a moment. We'll return to that as we repeat this sequence. But for now, let's move back up to sit, touching fingertips to the tops of the shoulders, working the upper body, rolling in two directions to maintain balance. Temple breathing. Body remains undisturbed. If you have problems with sitting in this position, you may also sit in a comfortable cross-legged position. Use the aid of a towel to help support your spine, or even to scoot back and sit against a wall. Remember to whisper the breath. And keeping that nice straight back, moving to the hand and knee. Roll and tuck. Head draws under to match the tailbone being drawn under. And now the opposite is true. Open and lift your tailbone as you gently lead the head up and out. And now to the flat back. 3 very different positions. You work the mobility of your back in order to have choices. Make your body more supple, more pliant, and then make the choice of a strong, straight, aligned, natural back. This is the spine that will be the core of all the poses to follow. Extend the left leg out behind and lift to the parallel. Level hips. Extend the right arm up to the ear. Level shoulders. Body long and parallel to the floor. Don't forget the abdominals. Don't forget the breath. And return to the hand and knee. Now the right leg shoots out behind to lift, nice and straight. And the left arm leads up to the ear. Stretch through the fingertips, through the toes. Notice how smoothly Linda and I move in and out of the pose so as not to disturb the pose. And return. Pressing palms, inhale, reach. And exhale. Coming on down now, onto the back. We're going to increase the level of difficulty, placing hands on the abdominal wall, slowly elevating the feet off the floor, as if the heels are still drawn to touch. You inhale, exhale, and move yourself to that strength position. Linda is showing a variation of an extended leg, which demands more strength, especially in the lower abdominals. Work at whatever level feels most comfortable. Listen to your body. Keep the breath flowing. The exhale helps you to lift. It's the natural action of drawing your stomach back towards your spine. That's why the exhale becomes so efficient. And then, returning your feet back down, moving yourself up. Every time you repeat these sequences, you should be more and more aware of the spine, its position, using the breath as a reminder. Reach and stretch. And arms swing down. Close your eyes for a moment. Breathe and relax and prepare for the next sequence of poses. Pressing the palms flat. Inhale, stretch the fingertips up. Let's take a nice big breath to prepare for these strength moves. Moving forward now to the hand and knee. Bring the left leg up and under, fingertips in line with the toes. Look down. Make sure things are in line. Shooting the right leg back, toes tucked under. Push back through the heel. The heel presses away. The top of the head extends forward. The hands are pressed flat. Linda's working up on her fingertips because she has more upper body strength. And now we move to the plank position at the top of the push-up. Both legs together, heels pressing away. Use your legs, use the stomach, and slide those shoulders down. The arms are working in balance with the legs. Release the knees to the floor, and let's do the other side as the right leg scoots up and under, fingertips in line with the toes. Left leg shoots back powerfully. Remember, the movement of the pose is forward, out the top of the head. Once again, I'm illustrating using the support of that leg underneath me to protect my back. And now, once again, we're at the top of the push-up. Shoulders, hips, heels in one line. Breath is flowing. Neck is long. Try to open up the upper body by letting that neck naturally extend. Use the strength through your middle back. Moving to the classic position, downward dog. Hips swing up nice and high. Pelvic area is rotating. Chest eases toward the knees. If you are experiencing too much stretch in the back of the leg, simply bend the knees slightly. Use the arms into the floor. The arms are active. The fingertips are spread wide. Taking the pressure now off of the legs and the arms to sit back. Two positions illustrated, mine with the toes tucked under. It's a stretch for the feet. Linda's seated all the way back in a full folded position. If you're having trouble with your knees or with your feet in this position, you can always move to a hand and knee and then wait for the sequence to continue. Taking a breath, gaining energy, visualize the poses, moving now to the hand and knee. Once again, left leg coming up and under in line with the hands. Right leg shooting way back behind you, toes tucked under. Linda is now showing the variation with more upper body strength, shooting the energy right out the fingertips. Notice we still have straight backs, straight legs. Hands come to the floor now to either side of the foot. Bring that left leg back to join the right at the top of a push-up. Pressing through the heels, extending, opening the neck, upper body. Breathe. Knees bend now. As the right leg presses up between the hands, left leg shoots back strong, toes tucked under. Linda extending the arms right up by the ears. I'm still working and pressing my back, lengthening against the knee. Both are correct. The alignment remains the same. The plank position, a position of power. Think about the front of the body. Energize the front of the body, and the minute you do, you'll feel the length of the spine change. Downward dog, hips high. Don't push all the weight to the arms, but share the weight. Legs working, arms working, but the movement is right to the tailbone, straight up. Draw the stomach in and come on down. Take a little rest. You may feel pressure in the shoulders or in the elbows. If you do, that means you are pushing the weight forward to the front of the body. Let's move now to the next sequence. Moving down onto your mat on a slightly padded surface. Face down. Remember, this sequence should not be done if you're in any stage of pregnancy. Placing the hands up and underneath the shoulder now, bring the thumbs in line, chest high, thumbs pressing actively into the breast. Elbows are tucked tight. Lift the upper body only as high as you can maintain the stomach on the floor. Shoulders slide down to the middle back. Neck is long. Face and jaw relaxed, but the legs are active, working tight together. Buttock muscles squeeze tight to protect your lower back. And release. Making a pillow out of the hands, one on top of the other. Touch the forehead. Feel the front of your body into the floor. Inhale now as you lift the left leg nice and straight, only as high as you can keep the left hip bone engaged into the mat. And release. Taking a nice inhale as the right leg lifts. Once again, be aware of a relaxed upper body, hip bones pressing to the floor. Breath is flowing. And release. Getting ready now to lift both legs. Take a nice deep breath. And as you exhale, lift. It does not matter how high. It matters that you draw the legs tight together, squeeze the buttock muscles, and try to keep the upper body open and relaxed. And lower. Arms extend out, shoulder level, palm down. Inhale, and as you exhale, everything lifts from the floor. Legs, upper body, arms. The arms pull back ever so slightly to open the upper chest. Feel the stretch of skin across the collarbones. And return. Placing the hands up underneath the shoulder, let's take a break now. Just push back into a folded leaf position. Arms extended forward. The head is high, the neck is open. The breath flowing. And gently, carefully bring yourself down. Let's repeat the sequence now, placing the hands carefully, thumbs at the side of the breast, elbows tucked tight, legs strong. Upper body lifts. Linda has begun to lift the back higher. Her hip bones still engaged into the floor. She's using more and more of her upper body strength. Work at whatever level feels most comfortable. And release. Making a pillow out of the hands or going to a more intermediate position. Rolling the body from side to side, draw the arms up underneath and turn the palms down into the floor. Now inhale and lift the left leg nice and straight. Level hips, level shoulders. Breathe. And release. Inhale as the right leg lifts. Breathe. Once again, do not use your upper body to do the lifting. And release. Take a nice deep breath in preparation for the double leg lift. And lift. Linda allowing her legs to separate so that she can get the feeling of lengthening from the back, from the inside and outside of the leg. Strong, steady. Release the arms from under the body and move arms out to the shoulder level, palms down. Inhale as we lift, using the strength of the entire spine. Breathe. And release. Hands come under the shoulders as you push back, hips to heels. And now, one more repeat as the hands draw up and under. With every repetition, you should begin to feel more and more comfort within the pose, more and more opportunity to open up to the pose. And now we'll show you the variation of slightly turning, first the head, and then when the body's lifted higher, the whole body twists. Remember that in working your spine, twisting action is one of the most efficient ways to release energy. Arms come up and underneath. Inhale now as the right leg lifts, nice and straight, toe pointed, breath flowing. And release. Inhale, right leg leads up, right hip bone down. Nice deep breath here, and begin to lift both legs up, just as high as you can. Breathe now, and release. Arms are out as we do the flying locust. Everything lifted off the floor. Arms winging back just slightly for that flying feeling. And down. And now as we fold down to rest, bringing the focus to the breath, the focus to the lower back, breathe and take a refreshing moment. Now, slowly move up to stand. From the standing position now, arms wing up nice and wide, press the palms, take a nice big step forward on your left leg, toes pointed to the front, knees straight, and bring your body forward to the parallel. Think about the fingertips, think about the toes way back there, and now hold. Breath is steady. Step back and regain your composure. Now the right side. Take a nice big step forward on the right leg and slowly tilt the body forward. Hips parallel, shoulders parallel, face turned toward the floor. Stepping back, draw your body together as the arms wing down. Coming forward now, folding at the hip, place the hands about an inch below the knee, and let's roll to a tuck position, tailbone under, head gently rolled under. And now with straight arms, reach, press, and extend the spine straight out from the hips. And now lay that nice extended body down on the top of the leg, reaching back, crossing hands, holding opposite ankles. Take a nice deep breath. And as you exhale, draw the stomach back toward the spine and push gently up, reaching the tailbone higher and higher. Don't change the grip. Don't force and don't bounce. Then release, placing hands to the floor. And now right leg kicks back vigorously, toes tucked under, legs straight. Left knee is bent under the body in a deep lunge. If you feel comfortable, first lift yourself with the support of the hands to the knee, and then arms reach up by the ears. Shoulders remain down. You're in a deep lunge. Linda's illustrating the body lifted up a little bit higher. And release. Hands to the knee, then to the floor. Right leg draws up and under. Ready on the left side. Left leg kicking way back, toes tucked under. Use the hands and slowly lift the body. You may want to stop here until your strength grows. Or you may want to extend arms up. Slowly think your shoulders back over your hips more and more. Stomach is engaged, tailbone straight down into the floor. Walk yourself back down. And now, both legs together, you're in the plank position at the top. Broad through the shoulder blades, heels pressing away from the top of the head. Energize the whole body. High on the toes now, as high as you can. Push the tailbone up. Bend and release the knees for a moment. Draw the stomach in. And now press. Release the ankles. Feel the activity in the feet and in the hands. Chest is opening gently toward the knees, but the focus is up, straight up through the tailbone. Then, walking the hands back to the feet. Take your time with this. Knees bend slightly, and once again roll up to stand. Compose yourself. Ready now for the repeat of the sequence. Arms winging up. Press palms, lock thumb. Visualize this in your mind now as we take a nice big step forward on that left leg. See the pose. That T position. Supporting legs straight and energized, not locked. Body riding out at the parallel. Stomach drawn in. Take a big step back. And now visualize this in your mind's eye as you take a big step forward on that straight right leg and bring the body forward. The whole body is involved. The mind is focused. Large step back. Arms release down. Let's release the back by placing the hands below the knee, straight arm as you roll and tuck. Stretching the lower back, the point between the shoulder blades. Stomach remains in. Now let's once again go to that extended position. Linda's illustrating that nice high head without compression in the neck. Now you melt the body down over the legs, reach back, across the hands. Hold the ankles. Hold on tight now as you gently push up. Eventually the legs come straight, and Linda's illustrating how after the legs straighten, you can actually press the weight more and more forward to get a more complete stretch through the back of the leg and the Achilles. But remember now, do what you can. Don't overstretch. Listen to what your body has to say. We've moved now to the deep lunge, right leg back, straight and strong, left knee bent. Extending, fingertips upward. Don't forget your lower body. Don't let the weight sink downward into your hips. Keep thinking up and out. Use those abdominals. Tailbone reaching toward the floor. And walk yourself back down. Stepping up and under.